in about 2 months' time, we're going to be introducing chickens to the Rugged Homestead. So I thought I'd give you a tour of my chicken coop. This is the chicken coop I built. I had seen some pictures on the internet of a coop called Chez Poulet, and I kind of borrowed heavily from that, and also from the website Carolina Coops. A lot of the design elements came from them and how I put it together. So I figured I'd give you a tour. So this is the front entrance, and right now it just has one clasp. It just has one clasp right here. Sorry about the camera work. There'll be a second one at the bottom down there, just to prevent any animals from pushing in or anything like that. So upon entering, you have a 6-foot high door here, and the whole coop is about 7 feet tall. The run is about 10 foot long by 4 foot wide, and that's including the space back there. That's a little box for a battery for the solar power for this. That'll eventually be coming. The run area proper is about 6 foot by 4 foot, and that should give the 4 to 6 chicks that I have coming sufficient room, and I'll try to let them free range outside as much as I can. We have a plank here for them to get up. They might need a few more bars to make it up inside the coop there. And up here I have a window, which I'll cover up in the winter time, but during spring, summer, and fall months, that'll just give more ventilation. And I'm not sure you can see, but there's hardware cloth on it to, in the event that any predator gets into the coop, we'll be able to get in through there. That's probably an unnecessary feature on that, but I figured it was, why not be safe? Better safe than sorry. On the roof here, we got the ridge vent, and that's also got a hardware cloth on it, and all the way across to prevent any animals from possibly getting in there as well. The interior as well has hardware cloth that's been stapled on. All the joinery in the coop is all pocket holes. You can see there at the top and the bottom, it's pocket hole secured into the structure itself, and makes for a very simple joinery process. Made it very quick to put it together. You know, of course, we just have some blocking here to prevent any animals from climbing up through the eaves. So on the roof here, we've got a Osmocote roofing material, and got the ridge cap up there on top. And you probably can't see it in here, but there's a rubber piece, I guess like a vent, not a vent even. It's just to block any animals from being able to crawl up through there. So that goes all the way across here, and as you can see here, another window for ventilation, again with hardware cloth to prevent any animals from being able to access during the summertime and all. These windows will be open, and just to show you up underneath here, we can see, and all the vent holes all have hardware cloth behind them. I'll show you that on the inside. This here are the nesting boxes right here, and I have 2 carabiners as protection. So raccoons and everything are pretty smart animals, so to prevent them from defeating one, put 2 in there, and it'll make it more difficult for them. Right now I don't have the floor in here for the nesting boxes, but there is a floor that goes in there and dividers that'll divide this up actually into 4 separate nesting boxes. Rather than just have the, as I've seen on designs, they just have the nesting boxes sticking out, hanging in the air, and that always seemed like a waste of space to me. So what I did was built a storage bin underneath the nesting box. So obviously needs to be cleaned up a little bit, and it does look like water can seep in here somehow. I'll have to check on that. Probably from up in here when the rain is driven sideways by a storm. But that'll just be a place to hold supplies and things like that. Around the back, this is one of the main design features that I got from Carolina Coops. And sorry I don't have be able to back up to really show you because I got a fence right behind me here. But again, got multiple defenses here from a predator from being able to get in. Not only do I have the clasp here, but I have barrel latches as well. These doors here can then open up and for ventilation, and then we got hardware cloth here, and then, or if you want to get in to work on the coops, you can open them up. Now what's to keep the doors from just bulging open themselves is on the inside I have another barrel bolt right here, and now the whole doorway is open, giving you full access to the inside. And down below we have a clean out door right down here, and that's held in place with another barrel bolt, and then this will drop down. There we go, drops all the way down. And now when I need to clear out the bedding from inside, I am able to just easily drag it through and put it onto a wheelbarrow, something like that. So that's how the inside of this works. This material here is actually PVC. It's a sheet of PVC, and all around the edges are all PVC. And Carolina Coops uses what's called HPDE or HDPE material. It's kind of like what your cutting boards are made out of and stuff like that. And then he said that made for a very smooth way of clearing out the coops. It was too expensive to have a sheet of that delivered, because you actually had to get 2 sheets, and I didn't need 2 sheets. So I found this at Lowe's. It's a PVC, and I think it'll serve the same purpose. It'll shouldn't rot, and should provide a smooth surface to clean out. Now the other thing is I'll be using what's called the deep bedding method, and that's basically using up to a 1 foot deep bedding. Supposedly it means you don't have to clean it out for 2 years or more, and there'll be no smell, and it'll allow you to just keep layering it with the bedding, which I'll be using hemp, and we'll see how that works. Supposedly it's a great alternative to having to clean it out every week and getting the smell and everything else. But then once you do clean it out, you can use it. It's almost like a natural composting system, and you'll be able to use it in gardens afterwards. So this is where the nesting boxes will be, and the floor of the nesting boxes is the same PVC material as are the dividers. I don't have them up just yet, but I'm going to have some roosting bars in here, and probably don't need it, but a bar just to help them hop up into the nesting boxes. So they got a lot of room in here, and as you can see, these are the vent holes with the hardware cloth in here. This is the inside of the window with the hardware cloth. And now Carolina Coops uses a like a plexiglass window that just slides back and forth. I just figured this would be a little bit easier instead of having to build in a divided mechanism, a sliding mechanism. And just to show you, this is the material actually that goes underneath the roof. like this, and it goes all along the edges, and so it's like a thick foam material, and it just stops any critters from getting up into the roof and then into the ridge line. And in here as well, you can see you got the hardware cloth to prevent any animals from getting in that way. The roof is just a simple 2x4 with gussets. There's no ridge beam or anything like that. It's pretty sturdy. No, not pretty sturdy, it's very sturdy. This thing is rock solid, it's not going anywhere. And again, you can see all the pocket hole joinery in there. I guess, should I ever need to move this coop somewhere, it will be an easy knockdown system. So again, the interior windows are hinged, so they can open up independent of the doors themselves to allow ventilation. But the doors can also then be opened up as well to give you full access to the inside. And then I just made a couple more doors down here, just in the event I wanted to get underneath the pen as well. Don't have the clasps in place, so this was just holding it the right distance. Just need to put a hasp there and a barrel bolt on the inside to lock it up so that I can get to it when necessary. And then all around the perimeter of the coop, you can see chicken wire, you can see some fencing down along here. This is what they call a predator apron, and what that does is it stops any predators from digging underneath the coop. You can see I got it stapled right in along the base of the coop. An animal is only going to come in and right at the edge and try to dig. He's going to run into that and he's going to be defeated. He's not going to dig from back here to try to get underneath. So this goes all the way around, and even around the base of the pen. I'll end up filling all this in. As you can see, it's slowly starting to fill in with leaves now on its own. And that'll be all hidden eventually. Underneath the coop, and the chickens can get in under there. I'll fill that in with sand under there and give them a little place to take a sand bath. So this will just be wood chips or something along those lines out here, as well out here. And then on this side, I've got a 55 gallon barrel there that actually held sesame paste, and I'll be attaching a gutter over there, getting rainwater, and then that'll be the watering system for the chickens. Be some PVC piping running, and have some nipples on the inside so the chickens will be able to drink water regularly without having to come out here every day and fill up a watering bowl that'll get dirty and everything else. Still working on how to heat that. I think I'm just going to get a heating element that's going to sit in there and keep it frost free in the winter time. Still working that out. But yeah, that's the coop. Still got to do some punch list stuff, a little painting up here, and that. But that's a tour of my chicken coop. The chickens probably won't be living in it for a couple of months after they arrive. They'll be in a brooder they'll have to put together. But once they're old enough to move out, this will be their home. And then out here, I'll let them do a little roaming in this area. So this is what I got to clean up around here. A couple of planter boxes and stuff. I'm going to put some fencing up along here. And I'm thinking of even allowing them to do some free range, but I'm not sure about my killer dog. Hoping that when I introduce the chicks into the house, he'll get accustomed to them and won't try to kill them when they get a little bit older. So that's the tour of the chicken coop. If you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you'd already do so. And click that alarm button, and that way you'll be notified right away when videos like this are posted. And you'll be able to follow along as I'm turning my home into a homestead. Thanks for watching.